All right, hello and welcome to the Nightmare Fuel podcast. I am Reese, and as always, being joined by Bart Celine.
Hello.
And we have a special guest today. One Spinosaurus motherfucking kin. Welcome to the show, sir.
How you doing, bud?
That was yeah. It's I'm doing all right. So let's just get on with this shit.
You're the type to just jump in the deep end, just like fuck.
Yes.
I don't care how cold it is.
Oh, that's classic.
No, I got to jump in the deep end, otherwise I never get any shit done.
Fair enough. I'm the same way.
It's good. It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to. Well, for people who don't know, we actually have a link to your channel. But what's up with that, bro? What do you do over there? Why are you here? Why are you on the internet?
I argue with feminists and tell them they're wrong, basically.
And how successful has that been?
It's been relatively successful. So I managed to somehow make it to national news because I know people.
Well done.
I made the right connections, I guess, and argued with the right feminists.
Yeah, you kicked the right beehive, right?
Yeah. And so I've just sort of been not doing much, a huge amount recently, but I'm trying to increase my content production.
Yeah, sometimes
Fair
I can
enough.
get busy.
Was the beehive that you kicked on Trigglypuff's head? I'm just.
Trigglypuff, I just love that. That's amazing.
We're gonna watch that shit. That's gonna be awesome. But sure, we can get into some more stuff later. But let's watch Trigglypuff. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's actually the first time I've watched it.
Oh, it's the Numa remix.
Yes. Prepare yourself.
I am not prepared for this.
Get it! You go, girl. The world is yours.
Oh god.
The world is yours, dear.
Charlie Brown punt that fucking thing off her head. What the fuck?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, internet. Thank
For
you so
real.
much.
For real, dude.
Yeah. No hate speech on kids.
That's almost as good as Aid Skrillex. You're a fucking white male.
I
You're
know,
a
almost.
fucking white male.
I actually subscribe to a channel that makes remixes of those. I can't help it. It makes me laugh every time they come out with something new. It makes me laugh.
White male. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, we can
We
I
have
know, we
plenty
can
of
go back
pain
to-
here.
We could go back to Spino if you want, Hagbard. We
Yeah.
could.
I
do you
just
have
had to
anything
show
you'd
Numa
like to
Numa.
ask him. Oh god.
yeah,
Yeah.
what
We're
got
just
you
gonna leave it
started?
on Trigglypuff.
My curiosity being, what got you
have
started?
spelled my name wrong in the name of the podcast.
Well, I am
Oh,
a terrible human being.
Oh my god, that is this. This is cancer. I am leaving.
If it's any consolation, the link is correct.
True.
I mean,
True, the link is
I
correct.
got the link. You know,
How
I'm just
dare you,
gonna
Hagbard?
come
This is
in
unforgivable.
here, do a little copy. Never rush, children. Never rush.
Spinosaurus kin.
There we go.
Yeah, fix that shit, Hagbard.
It has been
On-air
repaired.
editing.
It has been repaired. But yeah, what got you started? Out of curiosity, what was your motivation?
Well, I didn't start this with the concept, with the idea of just sort of being an anti-feminist MRA kind of channel. Because I started watching YouTube, and kind of got into this through the atheist community. So I was a bit of a little bit of a fan of like the Amazing Atheist, Thunderfoot, and I guess I watched a couple too many of their anti-feminist videos, got recommended Sargon, and just started going down the rabbit hole.
That
And
sounds about
after
right.
that, I just I discovered people like Dr. Random Accam and Bane666, and I was just like, holy shit, I need to start doing this myself, because there's just too few people saying shit, and now there's like loads of people. And it's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And how do you feel about Teal'c's message about not just saying you're wrong?
I'm actually going to be doing a response to that.
Yeah? Yeah,
Yeah,
I considered it. I considered it. I'm just afraid to be called clickbait.
Oh no, I don't give a fuck about clickbait. I have some serious disagreements with what Teal'c said, mainly due to the fact that that the video he uploaded, the 3 videos he uploaded, the Coltane trilogy, they were just terrible research. This is the kind of stuff that Teal'c should have just like completely ripped to shreds.
Yeah, I didn't actually watch those. What did you take? What did you take problem with there? Because I actually did not watch those at all.
Well, okay. So the first video was about 15 minutes long. It started out a study, like a sort of survey from OkCupid. It was purely based on appearance, so judging photos. Men were asked to rate women, and women were asked to rate men, and the women were on average were rated about 5. There was about middle, and then you had sort of an equal number on both ends of the spectrum. So it was a pretty normal distribution. Then with women, they rated about 80% of men below average.
Okay.
Now, that on the surface sounds okay, so we can't really get much from that. It's just sort of, it's not a really representative sample, and it's not it's not exactly scientific.
Fair enough.
All
Yeah.
we know is that women are rating men differently based on their appearance. Maybe they're not as impressed by appearance or something like that. We don't know.
Yeah.
And this YouTuber that Teal'c had been Teal'c was promoting, managed to get from that to this is why the divorce rate is so high, because
Holy shit. Even that's a big leap.
yeah.
I hadn't even heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would need to go exactly into it to explain it, but
So,
he
wait,
basically managed to.
how big was the size of, or the amount of people that they surveyed?
I'm actually going to have to look into that, but
Because it seems way too generalized. Like everyone has their own preference. I don't see what it would even mean coming from this. You know?
yeah, which is why I actually wanted to do a bit more. I would like something more scientific on this, so with sort of controlled groups of people rather than just internet surveys.
Yeah. I love that we're basing so much of reality now on fucking internet surveys.
Yeah, and just general dating and human relationships, they're more complicated than that. They're just more complicated than oh, I'm just gonna rate your appearance on a fucking dating site.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's definitely an oversimplification of the issue.
Yeah, but so I would have to sort of break it down really into a video and explain why I disagree with it and just the terrible methodology that was put in the video. But so yeah, I am gonna have to disagree with Teal'c that he was setting up a straw man, pretty much. He was setting up like this evil character of this stupid anti-feminist who doesn't understand anything and just insults people, and he was painting that as anyone who opposes the brand of MGTOW that he supports.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, there are shit talkers. There are people that literally just stop and say, yeah, well, you're dumb. Yeah, well, you're dumb. And things like that, whatever. There's a reason why they don't tick up.
Yeah,
I
and that was why I didn't like the whole it's not aimed at anyone, because that was just a fucking cop-out. He didn't want to give any examples of the specific things he was actually arguing against.
Yeah, and I kind of had a bit of an issue with that too. I went on a bit of a Twitter rant about it, but
yeah, well, I didn't want to do the Twitter rant. I'm gonna break it all down in a video mostly, but
fair enough. I
yeah.
look forward to it.
140 character rant.
Yeah, yeah. To be fair, it was one tweet, so.
I wanted to ask Spinosaurus Ken about the men's rights movement. What's up with that? Because I'm just clueless. I could probably use some education on the subject. What aspects you are important, I suppose.
Well, just the fact that we have not actually achieved equal rights between the genders in the West, and that there are things like there's discrimination in domestic violence policy. There's discrimination when it comes to things like genital mutilation, in the family courts when it comes to child custody and reproductive rights that men kind of have none at the moment, and also on things like sexual assault law. So there's a lot of stuff that really does need to be ironed out, and some of it's to do with just general traditional gender roles, some of it's to do with feminism, some of it's to do with both, and really it just all needs to go. I just think making the world a more equal society for everyone might be a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, what do you make of accusations that you guys are just as bad, just on the opposite side? You know, that's the feminist. What would you make of that?
Well, for one, we talk about actual specific public policy issues. We're giving, just because we point out an inequality doesn't make us the same as feminists. If we can evidence and prove that that inequality is actually the case, then for one, I think that would be a fair point. That problem needs to be solved. And on top of that, we're willing to talk to the other side, and we're not this sort of censorious authoritarian hate cult. We just want to like deal with some legal issues. This is one of the reasons that I didn't want to exactly talk about the Cultane video, because I just find dating politics to be unimportant.
Yeah, I find that to be the pettiest attack.
Yeah, so I want to talk about actual legal issues.
Yeah.
Rather
exactly.
than just this. Let's talk about why there's this man drought or whatever. Like, even when I was interviewed for the stuff about MGTOW, I tried to make it about the obvious, very clear-cut issues that are going on right at this moment. I wanted to talk about the unequal family court system. I wanted to talk about the discrimination in domestic violence and stuff like that. I don't want to just. I'm not trying to make this sorry, I just blanked for a sec. The difference is that when feminists talk about inequalities, 99.9% of the time they're fucking lying, and we're not.
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to say that, male circumcision is widespread in the West, and female circumcision is not.
Yeah, and it's illegal.
As well, it should be.
Yeah, and it should be.
I think that you guys, well, not even to directly compare, because I think you guys are obviously in the right on a lot of these issues. I'm just pointing out that sometimes it seems like the MRA movement will use the same kind of heightened language, the same kind of buzzwords from time to time, and I think that that's worth pointing out. Obviously, you guys point out legit issues, though.
Yeah, I think one of the few times that MRAs do act like feminists is when we are intentionally acting like feminists to point out a double standard.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, as with any movement, there are assholes. There are going to be assholes everywhere.
There's the odd asshole, but they don't last long. If anyone remembers that, it was probably a couple weeks ago now, but that article, I used to be a men's rights activist or something, and it was some guy saying, I was an MRA at one time, and I hated women or something like that.
No, you were a shit human being at one point. That has nothing to do with what you were a part of.
Yeah, and and for one, it didn't even say he was part of the MRM. It just didn't really. He didn't even explain how he was involved in any of it. But for one, but even if we accept that he was once part of the MRM, he didn't seem to last long. It seems that he didn't find his place there. So if idiots like that don't find their place there, but they find their place squarely within feminism, I mean, that says a
Yeah,
lot.
it was very telling if someone was like, "Well, I used to be a misogynist and now I'm a feminist to atone for those sins." Well, it's like, okay, well, that says a lot about you. Doesn't
Yeah.
really necessarily say anything about anyone else.
Yeah, I don't remember if that has a name already, but I think it does. But basically, I think it's called like the Sargon Law or something like that, where if someone is part of this movement, most of the time it's because at some point they were shitty human beings, and now they feel guilted into doing it.
Yeah, it's a lot of it is projections. It's just projection of your own insecurities onto everyone else.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you saw it even with the quotes from Melissa Click, where she was saying things like, I needed to step in and I couldn't watch black people be brutalized, and she thought the cops wouldn't push her, and then she was shocked they did. It's like, yeah, imagine that. The world isn't as racially bigoted as you imagine. Shocking, they'll push a middle-aged white woman too, huh?
Yeah, but this is the crazy thing. It's just they want. There's a lot of people who just really want the world to be a certain way, and they will twist everything, and they will play language games constantly to do that. Most of what I do is I try and just piss off with I just sort of tell people to piss off with the language games.
Yes, yeah, you're very good at that.
Yeah, semantic arguments are just disgusting, and they annoy me a lot.
Yeah, well, they're very annoying. They're very frustrating
I'd like to play a game.
It's very
Semantics.
frustrating to have someone try and play a 3-cup game with language. I mean, you're playing 3-cup Monty with language. That's
Where'd
ridiculous.
the ball go?
Yeah, where'd the word go?
Yeah, it's absurd.
what was the point of this? What was the point of the the discussion?
But that's the thing, is that that's a really good way to make yourself sound more intelligent than you actually are, is to just muddy all the meanings so that the other person doesn't know what you mean. Because as soon as you make someone look ignorant, you also make them look stupid.
Yeah, yeah. It's a really good technique, and it's really well taught at this point. I think it really is taught at like gender studies classes. That's where educate yourself comes from.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would.
It's clearly a shaming tactic. I mean, it's very clearly a, hey, so you don't know, you didn't go to this class, you didn't take this course, you don't have that degree. It's like, well, that's ridiculous. I'm not.
It doesn't matter what I have. I can argue based upon the argument's own merits. I don't need some letters next to my name to prove I'm right.
I'm smart. Look at me. I went to school.
Yeah.
I don't actually have to argue anything. Just believe me.
Actually, you can only be sexist or racist against people that are in power, and since women aren't in power, oh god.
So basically women are inferior. That's interesting.
Yeah, I love
I
when you get that.
identify as someone who is correct.
That's why I love your what is it, arbiter of truth.
Yeah, I do like that as well.
It's a good bit.
A good trick. Anyway, I guess we could watch another video. We could do
let's
that.
do this.
What do we have? Let's do hashtag stop Islam or hashtag stop religion. I found this one funny. It's from, you'll instantly know.
Hello,
this
everyone.
asshole.
I'm the Outspoken Realist, and once again, a terrible tragedy
This guy.
God.
This guy.
Boba
It's good
Fett
we
motherfucker.
download these so we don't give him any clicks.
That's fair play to you, sir.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He doesn't. Like this. I know this is coming from me. I'm a complete shill and a whore. No, this guy's a whore. This guy is an attention whore to degrees that are offensive to me. So I want people to put that in perspective.
Yeah. This is literally the pot calling the kettle a much darker shade of black.
brings out the inner retard in a lot of us. Listen, I get it. People get really pissed off when these senseless fucking events occur. And there's nothing we can really do with our rage because we can't change what happened. We can't bring back the dead. All we can do is put our collective rage into something constructive, which is something we never really do. After a mass shooting, liberals like myself like to take our rage out on guns and the fact that there's a blatant gun problem in this country. Pretty reasonable reaction, I would say.
Pretty blatant, Hagbard. There's a pretty
reasonable.
blatant gun.
It's a pretty reasonable reaction.
Oh god.
My position is clearly the reasonable position. How do you say that out loud?
that does say a lot.
In this
Like,
argument, my
always
position,
in the
my
right.
position, and the other liberal position is clearly the correct position, just inherently because I've selected it.
The rest of y'all is wrong.
And it's noticeable that he has to sort of identify with a group before he validates the argument.
Yes. Oh yeah.
That is frightening.
I see that.
I didn't note that.
I am part of the collective, everyone. The Borg will see this through. Ugh.
Yeah, it really makes me cringe whenever someone starts like as a, and that's how they start, as a liberal or as a this. Oh god.
I identify as a Boba Fett and
He's Bobakin.
a Mandalorian. Mandalorian-kin? I don't know.
Spinosaurus kin.
Who's that asshole? I have no idea.
Oh no, he's a fucking cunt.
Yeah, I saw him on a news report once. Yeah, it wasn't good.
He was a fucking white male!
I actually did legitimately see that news report.
How dare you? He is a. What do you mean? That news report? There was like 9 of them.
Well,
Yeah,
the
God,
one
Hagbar.
major video
So
anyway.
insensitive. Yeah, the worst thing though, he wears shades inside. Like, how douchey can you get, really? Come on.
Has someone said
Yeah.
that? I remember you did a video where you were saying like you get attacked for that.
I'm sure I've gotten attacked for it at some point, but I've just. Oh yeah. I just sort of said, like, honestly, the only reason I do it is because I did it once in one video, and then just ran with it for the lols, and
Yeah.
it's just become part of my sort of online identity. I can't get rid of it now.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yet still, nothing gets done.
Okay.
Conservatives and these so-called new atheists like to
Why?
We always get grouped in. It's amazing.
Last I checked, new atheists were supposed to be like mostly liberal and a lot of them progressives.
Yes.
No, we're neocon reactionaries that want to bomb the Middle East into nothingness, don't you know?
It's amazing.
That's why
It's-
that's why I argue for cultural education and economic sanctions, because I want to bomb the Middle East into nothingness, right?
Yeah, I would bet like my left testicle. This guy's a TYT fan.
Oh, for sure.
Oh God!
Oh,
Just
for
kill
sure.
me now.
He would guzzle Jenks balls, no question.
Those brown buffalo balls.
take their rage out on all Muslims when a terrorist attack occurs, or at least in America or a European country, because they don't really give a shit when it happens in, Turkey or something like that. But I see.
We talked about that on the show, Hagbard. The reason that doesn't get reported as often is because it's actually shocking when it happens in a place like Brussels. It's not shocking when it happens in the places it typically happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of almost an example of the whole when a million people die as a statistic kind of thing. When it's normal, it just becomes less important.
And we do note when something big happens, like when the bombing happened that killed like 200 and some odd people. That got noted. But no, a bomb that kills 4 people is not going to be reported any more than every time a shooting happens in America. I mean, let's be serious. No one gives a shit outside of America. They don't know every time something we don't know every time something happens in Chicago. Why? Because it happens every goddamn day.
Chirac. The thing that really gets to me is the progressive news outlets purposefully avoid covering those stories, or they'll cover them in an extremely slanted way. So I don't see how you can exactly say, oh, these new atheists don't care. It's like, we care enough to talk about it, but you people, you won't even address it because it doesn't fit in your narrative.
Hashtag Stop Islam is trending on Twitter, and I just don't get it. If you're going to make the radicals and extremists of a religion out to represent the entire group and the millions of innocent people within it who aren't hurting anyone, then why don't you do the same when a Christian kills a couple of cops, or shoots up an abortion clinic, or beheads their roommate for listening to fucking metal music?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, well, read that there. Myron is described as a heavy drug user and religious zealot.
It was clearly just Christianity.
No, but seriously, even if that were the case, even if that weren't the case, and it was just Christianity, the point is that he's not gonna be. Maybe there might be one church like somewhere deep in one like a really southern state where no one where everyone's completely insane, and he might be praised there, but he's not going to be praised by like hundreds of people. Like hundreds of thousands of people somewhere.
Let's just say nobody's dancing in the street shooting AK-47s in the air when they hear the news of this. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. It's not like some kind of organized attack by a Christian terrorist group.
No, not at all.
You know what's really funny to me, Hagbart? Do you remember that stream I was doing with Allison about the YouTube's fucked up system or whatever?
Yeah.
Because she made a video and this guy commented on it, and immediately he made it about him. He made it about how atheism is unstoppable and all his cult doxed me and I feel so unsafe. Oh my god, they're coming for me. They know my name. It was like, oh, what a bitch. This guy's a bitch. It's terrible.
Nobody cares enough, dude.
His name is Kyle.
Why
Fuck
don't
you,
you?
Kyle.
Why is it only for Muslims? Okay, based on sheer numbers. There are far, far more Muslims beheading people and shooting up malls and blowing up buildings than there are Christians doing it. But that doesn't change the fact that they're still a minority, that they're still not representative of all Muslims.
No one ever said that, dude.
Yeah, there's plenty more reasons to stop Islam than just terrorism and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
I love that that's the end-all be-all for these people. They have no idea what the cultural repercussions of importing hundreds of thousands of Muslims are. None at all.
It's not just that ISIS is a red herring often. It's terrorism is a red herring. People they'll be, oh, terrorism, and we make such a big deal out of it. But like it's a spectrum of issues. Like we oppose them ideologically for more reasons, and no one. I don't understand how this gets passed around. No one has ever said that the majority of Muslims are terrorists.
Yeah, maybe there might be one guy somewhere like who doesn't actually believe it.
Yeah, listen, I'll tell you, over a beer or two in a bar somewhere, probably like Oklahoma, someone said, all them damn Muslims is terrorists. I guarantee it, but that guy's nobody. Let's be serious. That doesn't,
who
it's not a
cares?
thing. Nobody gives a shit about him, and he's drunk talking over a beer in a bar. No one cares.
I'll tell you what, man.
All them damn Muslims is terrorists. You're like, oh.
Terrorists.
Yeah, but like, honestly, who actually has any genuine political clout who's actually going to say that?
That's what I'm saying. Nobody who's paying, and even Donald Trump didn't say that, for Christ's sake. He just said we need to not have people coming in so fast. I mean, that's all.
I mean, even the whole ban on Muslims thing, like, again, there's more reasons for that than just they're terrorists. I mean, still, I think banning people specifically over an ideology is scarily authoritarian, but
Yeah.
but there's no need to straw man.
Exactly. That's the thing. You can even say that it's not calling for a ban, that it's calling for a pause, like he said. It's not even calling for a ban, it's calling for a suspension.
Sure, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So since that argument fails, I ask again, why is it only for Muslims? Okay,
You just said why. Statistically, they do it more. You literally just explained the logic that leads to going, maybe it's
The
Muslim.
level of just cognitive dissonance in this guy's head is astounding.
Yep, that's enough of this guy.
And he's also asking why is it only for Muslims when he doesn't know it's only for Muslims. I mean, someone can say, so say you Hagbard punch me in the face at some point, and then you Reese come over and punch me tomorrow. Then I say, don't punch me again, Reese. And you're like, what? Just stop complaining about me. Why are you discriminating against me? Tell Hagbard not to do it as well.
Yeah.
This is the level of argument that's happening.
No, I love it because like I got approached by an Islamic apologist who was like, "Yeah, well, what about the Christian terrorist group, the Lord's United Front or something, and fucking like so like somewhere in Africa?" And he was like, "Yeah, you guys don't have a problem with them." And I literally just took a screenshot of the fucking Wikipedia page where it says "in opposition to them," and it's a picture of the American flag. Like, what are you talking about? We don't side with them. They're insane. Nobody sides with them. Nobody's with these people. They're another terrorist group. Yes, but you can find one.
New atheists are such a curveball to them because
I know.
all the apologetics are like, oh, you must be Christian. So we'll bring up the KKK. We'll bring up the Crusades. We'll bring up this. We'll bring up this like obscure little tribe in Africa that no one gives a shit about. And we're like, we don't believe what they believe.
Yeah, the Christians have had a bit more experience with debating atheists, so they've got a bit more. Their arguments are a bit more sort of refined on that sort of thing.
Yeah, Muslims just spent centuries killing them, so they didn't really get to hear any arguments out.
Yeah, basically.
No, it's true. You can stop them. That's you can stop them at the first sentence half the time. You just say one thing, and they're like, that's not what it says in my book, and my book is right." I'm like, okay, yep, that's as far as we're gonna get here, isn't it?
Okay, you're crazy. That's good to know.
All right, I'm done with you.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
You can go, Trigglypuff.
Trigglypuff.
You can go.
All right, let's do talking shit about male privilege. It's your favorite.
Did I do
Haggard?
this one, or is this the video that led me to her? I can't remember.
This was not the one you did.
Yeah, this is the one that actually I first found, and then she led me to what's her name? The black Nazi
Sensei?
chick. Yeah, Sensei.
Oh god.
Yeah, she linked Sensei in the link of this.
Oh yeah, because she's a big fan of Sensei.
Oh, she's
who is
clearly
a complete
replicating
nut job.
Sensei. There's no question. She's clearly trying to be the other Sensei.
Sensei is her sensei.
Frightening.
So this is just a mini rant about some things that I kind of been noticing. Well, I mean, I've been noticing it, but
Isn't everything you do just kind of a mini rant? You don't write anything down. You don't think any of these out. You just sit down and start shooting off the cuff.
She's so torn on it. She's like, oh, it's kind of a rant, or is it a rant? I'm not sure. Will it be a rant?
This is why I get. I actually really get pissed off when people have to waste like about a minute's worth of their video explaining their video. I'm like, yeah, I know when someone's just gonna have a sort of a rant about something. It's pretty obvious. It's like a 5-minute video, and it's got a certain title. I can work it out.
Yeah.
Stop treating me like a fucking child.
You've telegraphed it quite enough, dear, I assure you. Everyone who clicked knew this was going to be, quote-unquote, just a rant.
Quit treating us like children.
Oh, God.
that I also find a lot of fault with. I pretty much identify myself as a feminist, and I pretty much identify myself too as a womanist when it's fit, because unfortunately in the society that we live in, intersectionality, it just doesn't really happen that much. You have a lot of white feminists who come together in their little spaces, and
It doesn't happen that much. It's taught in universities. It's taught in universities,
Yeah.
but it doesn't happen much.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what we need more of, guys? Intersectionality. I haven't seen any.
I actually consider intersectionality the end product of this. This is the end. It will kill itself off at this point because it is so goddamn.
They're always a civil war at this
Well,
point.
no, it's so navel gazing. At some point, it's all when it becomes this much about identity politics. It literally just becomes about their personal identity.
I don't know. Feminists have been bickering forever.
This is true.
Even back in like the first wave, they were bickering.
This is true.
Sure.
But I mean, I think it's the fact that they're segregating now on everything to levels that, I mean, we're talking almost like jokingly almost scientific levels. They're almost wanting to speciate feminism.
Yeah, but they're also very, very, very capable of cognitive dissonance.
Oh, you're right. Damn. That is their weapon, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the only reason they all stay together is because of cognitive dissonance.
celebrating issues that apply to them, but completely ignoring how it affects other women of color, especially black women, because black women are not interchangeable.
I wonder why, especially black women.
Yeah, that seems to be on her mind a lot. Seems to be on your mind, Aspen. Come on, girl. Yeah, the video you made toward her, you really were just tearing apart the obvious racial biases. It's pretty, yeah.
Yeah, she's
Doesn't even really
monstrous.
need to be
The one I found, it rolled. I still had auto, whatever that is, where it just plays the next video, and it played the next one on her, and it was fucking. I was like, holy shit! I'm like, if I said any of this, I'd go to prison. This would be the end. I would go to jail. That's not even a question. Like, if I turned any of this around and just said, like, oh yeah, I should be proud of my whiteness and all this shit, there would be FBI vans. There would be FBI vans.
They're coming back for you, Hagbar.
You should do it to prove it.
I'll pay a bum. There's lots of bums where I live. I'll just pay a bum.
People of color. There's this YouTuber who I follow a lot. Her name is Sensei. I can't pronounce her last name at all, but she's.
Technically, you kind of can't pronounce her first name either, but that was the most American pronunciation of Sensei ever.
Sensei.
She's a really
Cultural appropriation.
good YouTube vlogger, but as she has said a lot in her videos, all black women are people of color, but not all people of color are black.
Oh, rectangles and squares now, huh?
That's what I love. Like, you look, if you're a person of color, you're in, but understand the blacks run this shit.
Yeah.
Like, if you're anything else, you must first bow down, and then we'll let you in. We can oppose the whites together at that point.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Yeah, the whites will see you as like 10%, but we'll see you as 80%. So it is still it is still a like together, because we're not all like completely we're not all big enough to oppose them together, but we will. You'll be slightly better second-class citizens with us.
Yeah, even though ironically, quote-unquote, whites are a global minority, so you'd still have to band together to beat us? That seems weird. It seems like you're advocating for white supremacy.
You don't understand. It's because we're superior.
That's what I'm saying. It seems like you're advocating for white supremacy.
No. It's just that America is the only part of the world.
Oh yeah, I forgot that she doesn't think that anything exists.
Aren't you some like foreign faggot? Where are you from? Like Indonesia or some shit? That's pretty much the only two areas: America and Indonesia. Nothing outside of that.
That seems so random.
Everyone who's not American is an Arab.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Spinosaurus Ken is an Arab. Confirmed.
But yeah, I mean, I do think
given
that's
the number of Muslims here.
what you just said. I mean,
Close.
what you just said really is it hits the nail on the head. You know, they'll see you as only 10 or 20%, but we'll see you as 80%. So you may as well take it. I mean, that's why I drink, dude. That's why. I mean, literally hearing that kind of logic existing in the world is like, okay, all right, fine, but I have to sleep, so.
Oh, it's amazing. Because yeah, the way you get people in is you have to convince them that they're oppressed, and you have to convince them that there's some big boogeyman out there. Ooh, it's the imperialistic white man. It's like, no, we don't care. We don't care about your race. We just care that you're fucking stupid.
Which is another reason I like what Spino does for the MRM, which is not use the word oppression a whole lot.
Oh,
Yeah, I appreciate
well,
that.
there's plenty of reasons I don't use that term.
Yeah.
Mainly due to the fact that it just has no real inherent meaning.
No, it's almost inherently from the concept of Marxism.
But here's the thing: like we can call sort of like North Korea oppression,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll say people under North Korean living in North Korea are oppressed, but at what point? How many human rights do we have to give those people and like restore to that country before they're no longer counted as oppressed? There isn't a line that we can draw.
No,
So-
there's no firm line.
So it's a term that really is too subjective to have any use.
Yeah, I concur entirely. Not to mention, it's clearly an emotive term that's trying to twist the knife, and I don't think that's an efficient way to make your point.
Yeah, it's designed to make people sympathize. That's really the main point. We can watch some more.
And it's pretty true. You know,
Is
that's
it?
why, you pretty much,
You
as
know.
a black woman, have to be a womanist as opposed to a feminist, because feminism is going to deliberately ignore you, and when you say something, they're going to basically call you an angry black woman, which completely goes against the founding principles of feminism. But
So then that chick Eva Lyon, which I'm fairly convinced isn't a chick, is doing the right thing for her race.
Yeah, I just love this. It's so feminism has become so mainstream that they've even though they don't want to actually be mainstream, they don't want to be mainstream at all. So even though they haven't realized that feminism is mainstream, they've unintentionally realized it and have to become more red pill.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to
Yeah,
take
It's
more.
no longer because it's not specifically catered to them. It's really
it's not
good.
edgy enough for me.
Because, of course, what's your solution to your methamphetamine addiction but more methamphetamine? I
Yes,
mean, that's
please.
basically what we're looking at.
Feminism, not even once.
I digress, as I always do in my videos.
Shocking.
But I've noticed that, and this does pertain a lot to womanism too, but I have noticed that, we're in a society now where social media is running rampant with, rampant, in case I didn't pronounce that right. Social media is running rampant with just double standards of all sorts, and it's becoming a little
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? Oh,
Where could she possibly be going with this?
I just love the lack of self-awareness. Yeah, like double standards. You mean like how if I criticize an aspect of your culture, I would be called racist, but if you criticize all white people, that's not racist. Okay, that's wonderful. I like how that works.
Hashtag
Yeah,
Carol, man.
a hashtag No Lives Matter.
Yeah,
Cthulhu 2016.
I'm telling you. When Cthulhu rises from the South Sea, you're all going to regret you didn't listen to me. I'm telling you.
Well, see, that's why I already have the tentacles. I'm prepped for this shit. I'm one of the acolytes who will survive. Y'all motherfuckers are gone. You didn't sign up soon enough.
Yeah.
Oh God.
people to speak out about.
I'm sure, given that I was able to survive like the last world extinction, I'll manage it again. Don't worry.
Yeah. I mean, you'll
hard.
clearly be fine. You're clearly hardened.
Yes. Yeah.
Said,
Hopefully, the shades will survive as well.
said microaggressions
Oh, microaggressions.
regarding women's choices and women's ability to do certain things and whatnot. But it just seems like at the end of the day, men are given much.
So no examples. Interesting. And whatnot. So the microaggressions in terms of women's rights and their choices and their abilities. That could literally be anything.
For real.
Yeah, but I just microaggressions. It's just in the term it says micro. At this point, it's you're saying your complaints are petty. Your term means petty complaint, basically.
And they don't see that.
File a complaint.
Yeah, it's like a microaggression is when your mum comes in and says, "Clean up the Lego," and it's Mega Blocks.
Yeah.
Like,
You come back to me when there's some macroaggressions.
yeah, because I can name a few.
Well, it's they just want the world to be racist, because without that, then they have nothing. It's just that's how it works.
They want to fight. They want to be this sort of this sort of hipstery, edgy. Before it was cool kind of thing, and fight the establishment without actually without actually having any of the drawbacks from fighting the establishment.
Without even having an establishment to fight.
Yeah, but without having to actually do anything. They don't want to actually fight an establishment because that has some serious costs.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So they just have to pretend that they are.
Yeah, and
Look at
then
me, I'm on the
that's
front lines.
that's the
fighting
very
evil
definition.
enemy.
That's the very definition of hashtag activism.
Look, Hagbard, they're woke. Okay.
Yeah,
Some of
stay
these
woke,
people,
dog.
They have wokeness fatigue.
Fucking wokeness fatigue, man. I stay woke too long. I'm like, yeah, well, sleep,
Man.
dummy.
I'm so aware of everything, all the issues, man. Dog, I'm woke. Hashtag woke.
More leeway to be multi.
Have you seen that yet, Spino?
Woke.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Oh yeah.
I've heard the term, but I'm not. I don't even know what it means.
It means that you see that we live in a racist, sexist, capitalist, evil place that needs to be torn down, and yeah, it's stay woke.
Do you ever see the hashtag woke guys make me wet? That was
No,
brilliant.
fuck me, no, what?
That's months old, but it's amazing.
Yeah, I have never heard of that.
Dimensional and to exist in different spaces and to pretty much just do whatever the fuck they want without being judged. You know, a guy can have like a few years in his life where he was a mess. He was on drugs, he was fucking like everything that walked past. He was just living in a acceptable lifestyle for society. Turn 28 or 29, marry the first girl who he decides is right, and then
Why is that in quotes? What is the offense
This sounds like a lot of baggage, you know? Like maybe she got passed up by someone who found the right girl. We're getting a peer into her life, and it's scary. Yeah, men can just do whatever. Men will never get judged. Men can just be complete slobs and drunks and drug addicts and sex fiends, and no one gives a shit. That's amazing. That's my male privilege.
Let's just say no. From personal experience, let me explain. No. It doesn't matter how much you clean up after a certain point. Your life is going to be difficult.
Spino is living a non-acceptable lifestyle.
Fiffin just said you were living a non-acceptable lifestyle.
What are you doing that's so bad?
Nothing. That's the problem.
I see. You need feminism, bruh. You need some feminism in your life.
Yeah, if there's a
Or
problem,
rather, womanism.
if
is
there's a
feminism.
problem, then clearly the cure
Yeah.
is more feminism. It's always more feminism.
Yeah. Well, the problem with womanism is it's not oppressive enough for me. Like, I still need to oppress someone, so I'm gonna have to go with the white feminism.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah. I get your point. That makes sense.
it just has a better feel to it than. Well, I mean, I suppose if you were being honest, you could be a Pan-African womanist, and then you could start to oppress whites.
A Spino foreskin. Actually, I do have a bit of a story because there's someone who calls me something similar to that. Have any of you heard of Top Dollar MGTOW Gangster?
No, but that sounds really funny.
Well, he's this MGTOW who's taken on this. He's kind of like taken on this persona of some like this mafia boss, and he's just a complete nutcase. And ages ago, he did like some videos on Teal Deer or something, and I just sort of like went through and refuted them point by point, just in the comments, and then instead of actually like breaking anything down and arguing with me, he just went insane and started accusing Teal Deer of being a woman and me like white knighting for him and shit like that.
What? He said Teal Deer was a woman? That's amazing.
Clearly
Yeah.
a feminine person.
He was he was just he could barely speak English because he had some kind of Eastern European accent, and a lot of people couldn't completely understand him, and his audio was terrible.
Well, now I've
Yeah,
got to find
so every
this.
now and
Now I
then
just sound like
I
this
see
is
him
going to
in
be
the
good.
Yeah, So then, like every now and then, I see him in a comment section of a video. He just replies to one of my comments that I've just left on there, and it's just like it's just something really like terrible. It's like, oh, your pimple encrusted face that looks like a pizza. Like, okay, that wasn't even a complete sentence.
In a
but...
thicker accent than V.
Oh, much thicker.
Little
Yeah.
pimple encrusted face looks like in Soviet
It's
Russia.
like
it
pizza.
looks like pizza.
Oh, Eastern Europeans, you all sound the same.
But
That's
he
right.
sounded like that, except he had like he had like it sounded like he also had food in his mouth as well at the same time.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like he's got a mouthful of borscht the whole time.
No, like he's got a mouthful of a sock. Yes, exactly that.
This effect can be achieved by pulling your cheeks out.
That's it. No one's gonna judge him
Spino
for his past
foreskin.
mistakes. He could have gotten arrested for something really heinous or
Nope.
done something really fucked up.
Nope. You can just get arrested for normal things and it'll ruin your life, dear.
Hagbard, you don't know. You have
I
male
know.
privilege.
I have
White
male privilege.
Yeah, I mean, the gender sentencing gap between men and women is like several times larger than the racial sentencing gap.
Yeah.
And what is it? Something like it's something like 93% of people shot by police are male, like only 7% are female. But men commit more crimes and shit. But and men are more likely to attack police or something like that. But then every single woman who was shot by police was carrying a weapon, and not every single man who was shot by police was armed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
exactly.
there's a lot. So if you're going to talk about
You see, Spino foreskin, my friend. Those guns were planted because we know women are perfect. No woman has ever committed violence. Those guns were planted by the patriarchal police, the PP.
The PP. Jesus. That worked out better than I think you thought it would.
Yeah, it's a whole like legion of them. It's all a conspiracy. The police are in on it too.
Yeah, it's just there's a reason that it's black. It's someone like Chris Rock who will actually end up being arrested for that driving while black. It's not his mother.
Yeah. Exactly. And the other thing is I love the if you really want to offend someone, just say a Chris Rock joke from like 1997 where he differentiates between black people and niggas, and watch the whole world shatter right now. I mean, just watch the whole world fall apart. It's pretty amazing.
That is actually one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, and that was a bit from, and ironically, I mean that was a bit from when I was living in the black community, and there's not one person who didn't laugh at that joke. There's not one, because they all know exactly that cousin. They know that cousin. Yeah.
He breaks in and then he steals your shit, and then he comes over the next day.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, that joke is funny, but you're right. The attitudes have changed, and it would offend a lot of people now. Strange.
Oh, it looks like in the chat, Fiffin is offering himself to you.
Yeah. I know. There are more
kid is a
more
slut.
males that have made themselves available to me due to my voice than females. So.
Yeah. Do you wanna do any more high?
No, I'm done with her. I hate her so much.
Yeah,
Yes,
she's garbage. Okay, so I want to do something a little different. Let's just do the first one. New World Order and the spell check shows the truth.
Okay.
Yes.
I found this. I don't even remember how I found this, but it's really funny.
Hello.
Okay. Hello.
Hey, person.
This ought to be good. Definition of Netherworld. Oh, help me. I'm already needing to
Oh,
brace.
Oh god.
We need more alcohol, quickly. To the booth
I-
bar.
Hey, I could do this without alcohol.
You are
That's
the
a lie.
only person who thinks I sound like Tom Green. I have never been told that before in my entire life.
Who is that?
Who? Tom Green?
Yeah.
The old comedian. I mean, it's fine because my goal is to be a comedian, so it doesn't hurt. But it's just I've never heard it.
All right.
And
We can.
blessings today. I just wanted to share this real quick. I found it pretty interesting. In the comment section, I was typing New World Order as one word, you know, and in the spell check came
Your
up.
first mistake.
Shit.
I just love how nonchalant it is. You know, I was in the comment section typing New World Order. You know, nothing wrong.
Oh shit. What? It just yeah, it corrected to an actual word.
Oh, Netherworld.
With this word. Pretty interesting. So I looked in the Webster Dictionary here, see, and saw the meaning of it, and I thought, yep, they're Illuminati's at it again. They probably
That damned Illuminati.
You know, some people might claim troll. I don't think so.
No.
This person has a lot of videos up on this subject.
No, this is just the type of crazy.
This is just a crazy.
use this word because I'm serious. You know, it's not going to work in a search thing, but go in the comments, you know, and under spell check and put in all one word, capitalize first letter in each word, New World Order, and this is the word that comes up for your spell check.
Well, yeah, because it's the closest.
World.
Yeah. Jesus. It's so reasonable that it's so crazy that she brings it up. It's that reasonable. It's just that understandable that the spell check would think that.
Yeah, like, what did she think that whoever created the spell check is part of the Illuminati or is against the Illuminati? I'm not sure.
They're a rogue agent leaving clues to fellow truthers to figure all this shit out.
How dare you be against the truthers? See, there's truth in our name.
I know.
Yeah, clearly the truth is on their side.
That was the most genius thing they ever did, was put truth in their name.
Yeah, no, but it's no different to Social Justice Warrior as far as I'm concerned.
They're on the side.
Well,
of
luckily
truth,
this
guys.
one's short.
That's
Yeah, we
what
can-
shows. So went to the Merriam-Webster dictionary there, and this is the meaning of the word. The world of the dead, a place unknown to most people where secret and often illegal things are done.
Oh,
Yeah.
case closed. Case fucking closed. Wow.
Illuminati confirmed, ladies and gentlemen.
That
Now-
sounds a lot like the Illuminati.
Now, whenever
to
someone
me.
says that, you have to realize, now we've got to have a debate on what their definition of Illuminati is. Because that word has been so bandied about at this point that it has no meaning.
Yeah.
That's also true. But let's face it, this is just a ploy. This is the alien overlords. They are just throwing her off. This is
Yeah, this could be a fake clue. That's a good point.
yeah. It's a double bluff.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
I mean, does that not describe the New World Order and all of the Illuminati secret societies and all that?
I mean, really, are you talking about the alien, human, reptilian hybrids that shapeshift? Or are you, I mean, what are you talking about?
I like it. She just kind of says it like, you know, you all know this. This is just common knowledge. Everyone knows that they control the world.
Yeah. I love how Illuminati's just come in place of the Jews.
Well,
People just used
coincidentally enough, the Illuminati has a lot
say
of
that.
Jews in it.
Yeah, I know. People just used to be honest about it and say it's the Jews in the New World Order. No. Now we've got a safe word. It's Illuminati. It's fine. It doesn't mean the Jews anymore somehow.
I'm just saying, Jews disproportionately represented in the Illuminati. Oh no, Hagbard. I think there's a couple more gems in here. We're
That is
finishing this
just
shit.
absolutely blew my mind how accurate
I think a lot of things blow her
the
mind.
spell check is. So if y'all hadn't figured it out yet, that's what it is. That's what your new world order is. It is the world of the dead, a place unknown to most of the sheeple people.
If you want a real fucking like red warning sign, anyone who says sheeple unironically, run.
These sheeple, they just don't understand. Wow.
Where secret and often illegal things are done.
Thank you. I couldn't
If
read for
they're-
myself.
Wait, if they're in control of like all of the world's governments and stuff, then isn't what they're doing technically completely legal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe she's referring to God's law,
Oh yeah, I forgot.
because she's one of those.
There's a higher rule list.
Is it me, or is it like the crazier they get, the actual like less coherent they get in how they actually speak?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. They start just using words that don't line up.
Yeah, they just become less articulate as as they get more crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
Spoken like a true sheeple.
Dead. Isn't that something? Anyway, man. Okay, y'all.
Yeah, that's it. Wow.
I don't know how to end a video. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna go now.
Apparently.
Don't worry about
Spell
me.
check. Spell check controls our speech with spell check. If we can't express ourselves without being told we are wrong, then we can't express dissent. The New World Order is known to use Orwellian tactics to destroy dissent. You sheep don't see it yet.
What?
That's what Fiffin's messaging me. It's
Oh,
amazing.
Jesus.
Oh God. You know what? I think we're gonna do the next one right next to it. This is a guy we played on the show before. Hagbard, you'll
So,
instantly know this asshole.
Amazing Atheist, also known as TJ, just made.
Oh,
you remember this guy?
I'm wearing studio cam headsets. It's too much like ASMR. Oh.
It's our resist capitalism friend.
Yeah, it's like coming only through the right speaker, real heavy. Oh, it's really bad.
Apparently, he has a bone to pick with the Amazing Atheist, and I'm sure he's going to make brilliant points.
Resist capitalism.
Oh God, what a douche.
A new video. Nuance is dead, and SJW's piss on its grave. Yeah, right. Because feminist SJW boogeyman, they're coming for us with their opinions and their Tumblr blogs. But anyway.
This is
Stop
this guy's
wiggling
such
your
a
mouse
fidgety
around.
fuck. Listen to him.
It sounds like he's had his soul removed.
It does,
I don't
doesn't
even
it?
believe in a soul.
I mean, this guy unironically identifies himself as like one of YouTube's strongest male feminists.
Oh God, no.
Well, that's nightmarish.
He's like, oh, the SJW boogeymen, they're coming for you with their opinions.
See, but when you do it, at least you're coming in even. When he does it, it sounds like he's literally standing right behind me to my right. That's how it's coming in my headphones.
The thought of this guy behind anyone is
It
frightening.
is fucking. Oh, it's so cringy, and I can't make it stop.
That's how you give someone nightmares forever.
Oh, it's so bad. It really is like torture ASMR. It really is.
Anyways, he goes on in it to explain that conservatives have taken interest in him, which I wonder why, TJ. I really want.
And the lip smacks.
I wonder why conservatives have taken interest in you, TJ. Ugh. Maybe because, and by the way, that's a really good video. People should check that one out. But I think it's because we found a common enemy for the time being. People like you.
Yeah, it's kind of basically the left won the culture war.
Yeah.
And the libertarian left and the authoritarian left were working together for decades and eventually won the culture war against the authoritarian sort of religious right. but the libertarian left, so liberals like TJ, ended up not doing anything with the positions of power because people who tend to have libertarian leanings aren't interested in positions of power. So the authoritarians took it all up, and now we've got the same problem, just loads of authoritarian leftists in charge instead of authoritarian right wingers.
Precisely. And I mean, it's shocking that positions of power go to people that would abuse that power, isn't it?
I know.
And it's shocking, like people like TJ who really aren't trying to push an agenda and just trying to, make people think. And I mean, I don't genuinely I don't care one way or the other about the TJ or the Amazing Atheist or anything, but he doesn't seem like he's a bad guy because he doesn't want to control people.
Yeah, I arguably I'd say he's not hardline enough on his anti-feminism.
Yeah,
personally.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's that. He's taken a very mainstream anti-feminist stance. So it's kind of weird to me that he's the specific target of this guy. There are much better candidates to go after.
Because that's who they want to. That's really who they want to go after. Is someone who isn't as necessarily nuanced on certain positions or doesn't identify with a group, but then you can claim that they're a part of a group, and then it gets into an argument that over whether or not they're a part of a group.
Yeah. Well, and also, I mean, I think they know that TJA isn't going to acknowledge or come after someone like him. And
oh my God.
Whereas, I mean, let's be honest, there are some MGTOWs that if he tried, it would be all over the community.
Yeah. I want to draw people's attention to the left side. This guy is subscribed to the Young Turks, Secular Talk, BuzzFeed, Jimmy Dore, and AJ Plus. Just wanted to point that out.
I do kind of still watch Secular Talk though. And
sure.
I am subscribed to TYT because I do sort of fish for cancer sometimes.
I can't do that. I have to have it sent to me. I can't watch and try and find it. That's
why I'm your slave on this Hagbard. I'm the poor urchin boy who has to delve into the sewer that is TYT and fish you some gold.
I cannot.
Well, here's the reason that I am probably more able to do it is because I'm just a fucking intellectually superior douche. I always think I'm the smartest person in the room, even if I'm probably not. So, and most people are stupid to me. So when I hear something from like TYT or whatever, I'm just like, yeah, this is normal.
Yeah, it's just they're relentless. They're relentlessly irritating to me now. I can't even get through it. They just frustrate the shit out of me. Like every 10 minutes, I'd end up having to pause and walk away.
But somehow but it's possible that we are starting to get through to them. We did manage to make them private a video once.
Yeah, I know, that was pretty neat.
And to be fair, I guess it's not exactly fair of me to group in Secular Talk with those guys. Like, as much as people might take issue with what Kyle has to say, it's a step above the other things that were listed.
He's somewhere in between regressive and classical liberal cultural libertarian kind of thing.
Yeah, he tries really hard to ride the fence and be objective, but sometimes to be objective is to be biased against stupidity.
Yeah. And I think it's because he's not as well versed in what's going on here and he's not as exposed to it. I mean, if you look at most of what he does, it's more sort of arguing against Republican candidates and just a lot of right-wing commentators. So when you're only exposed to that, you don't have to criticize your own side as much. But he's starting to see a lot of it go through now that he's seeing all of the Hillary stuff and the Hillary campaign. And he goes after that like thoroughly. It's awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
So he's not all bad, but he's not all good.
Yeah, like that goes for a lot of people. We can continue with this.
Wonder why? Yeah, and he goes on to describe common enemy and shit like that. But all right, so
So
let's take a
basically, the
look.
explanation. Okay.
Why might conservatives be interested in this stuff? Let's see. Cracked is SJW crap against liberals. Alex Jones says
No.
against
Well, I, it, okay. For one, liberals are not all left wing, and yes, a criticism of a group that is mostly left wing will attract some conservatives.
Yes, and I love how the third video discounts his point. The one he's over right now is about conservatives.
Yes, it's in defense of Bernie Sanders and against Alex Jones. That's about as anti-conservative, pro-liberal you can get.
Yeah, and then and just the title of the video, like right in the top corner, "Nuance is dead." It's like, yeah, you can criticize a left-wing position from a left-wing perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is
And-
ironic that this guy, presumably, it says he watched the video. I don't know if he got all the way through, but the message seems to have not stayed with him. That we don't have to live in this binary black and white world. I'm with them, I'm against them. So anything that the group I'm in, whatever they say is right, and whatever the other group says is wrong. It's like, well, okay, well, that's just a really stupid way to go through life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this red team, blue team bullshit only helps to further an authoritarian agenda where a bunch of it only helps the establishment.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that's shaken apart. More and more people I talk to are just like, both sides are fucked. Like, I don't want to agree with either one because they're both fucked in their own special way.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people who are left wing or right wing, but then
Holy
they don't.
fuck!
They
That's a 46-minute long video?
Yeah,
oh shit!
I got through like 5 minutes.
I don't think we're gonna get that far through it.
start from the beginning.
Earlier today on Tumblr, someone left the following message in my ask box. Yeah, they stuffed my ask really good. Building Temples asked,
My boyfriend and I love your solo YouTube videos and the ones for the drunken peasants. While we are Republican Christians,
I'm not gonna lie, I actually hate that he does that voice.
Yeah, there's that.
we
Yeah,
agree with your-
especially for someone who he's not necessarily just like taking the piss out of as well.
Yeah.
I understand that, but this is someone who he's like being nice to.
Yeah, it's just his stock voice for reading these things.
views widely. Enjoy seeing you refuting SJW articles, etc.
Now, TJ, I'm just gonna start by saying it right now. I think it's a bad.
Top Keck, really, dude? You caught someone sneezing in the background?
That's why he has to be. That's why he has to lean in and be so quiet, because he doesn't want to disturb anybody.
Is that why it's incidental ASMR? Is that?
Oh god, this guy is such a creepy fuck.
Sign when your account, specifically named the Amazing Atheist, is targeting Republican Christians. Huh. That might be a little bit of
So the
science,
fuck
but I
what?
digress.
Wait, what does that have to do with anything?
Exactly. Like, I think Devin has some Christian fans. I'm sure, and you have Christian fans, Hagbard. You've even talked about that. I'm sure we have some Christians watching right now. And they can get over it. They can get over that little hurdle and maybe and listen to what we're saying from another perspective.
Yeah, I'm actually still like one of the few MRAs who's actually still on good terms with Dean Esme. Because we can just agree to disagree on certain things. That's like you can do that.
Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of Dean Esme. I just think he's up his own ass. But aside from that, I don't care one way or the other what his religious beliefs are.
And I think it goes beyond that too, and this is where the nuance comes in. It's like, okay, we can agree with these people on this issue, and we're still allowed to vehemently disagree with them on other issues, and we can have those discussions at another time. Right now, we're talking about the social justice movement.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep doing your thing, dude. You are great.
2. He caught 2.
Achoo!
to which I responded, I find it hard to believe that my content appeals to Republican Christians, but if that is the case, I'm happy to have you. Any viewpoint is welcome in my audience, so long as you're not afraid of having your viewpoint challenged. I meant what I said, but I must confess that my first thought when these fuckers wrote me was, why the fuck are conservative Christians watching an atheist liberal? But of course, the answer is right there. Enjoy seeing you refuting SJW articles.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, the answer was just at the start, at the beginning of my video, when I scrolled through all of TJ's videos, you know. But go ahead with that narrative, TJ. Why not?
What narrative? They gave the reason. They said why they were watching his content.
And it technically lines up with yours, idiot.
You know what's funny? I just realized this guy is one of the 2 dislikes on this video.
Oh my god, he is. Fuck. Jesus, how pitiful, dude.
That's amazing. That is sad.
That is so pitiful, dude. Yeah, but no, I mean, he literally just... Yes, that's what you were saying. You were saying that he gets followers from the religious right because he refutes supposedly, quote-unquote, left-wing liberals. Specifically the social justice warriors and the regressive
Who
left.
aren't even liberals anyway. But the point that I like, and what TJ was getting at was like, look, you can be part of my audience and you can think however way you want. You just have to be willing to have your viewpoint challenged. And I mean, that's just kryptonite to these people. Like, that's like, ooh, yes. That's the holy water and cross. Like, no, they can't stand that idea. No way.
Yeah, because the different and here's the another difference between MRAs like me and feminists is that when TJ says something like MRAs are the same as feminists, I want him to expand and actually give his points and arguments and examples rather than him to just shut up and just disappear.
Sure.
Yeah, just a cast-off
I want to
statement.
understand why he came to the conclusions he did and examine those and examine the evidence.
Yeah, I concur entirely. That's one of the joys of discussing things with rational people, is that they actually don't just use those catch-all statements as throwaways.
Oh my god, you guys are such shitlords. How dare you?
I love the term shitlord. It means almost nothing. That's the best part about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things they tried to use, like, weird language to make people, like, offended, and we just were like, that's fine. Like, I don't understand.
We have actually, we managed to appropriate their insults.
Yeah.
Look at us, we're appropriating again. How evil.
We'll get back to that in a moment. I also noticed in the comments to the Alex Jones video that many of those in my audience don't understand my support for Bernie Sanders. One of the biggest grievances I've heard is that I'm supporting an SJ...
Yeah, I wonder why there are a lot of people in your audience who don't understand your support for Bernie Sanders. Possibly because you attract people who are afraid of the SJW boogeyman, who viewpoints are incredibly black and white, that they see and then they do. But...
Oh, irony.
Yes, the irony. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, there's plenty of people in the audience who are like, "Oh my God, not Bernie Sanders, not that communist or something stupid like that." But you know,
And
who
even to an
cares?
extent, there are criticisms of Bernie Sanders. Things like when he has said, like there are no poor white people, or implied something like that.
White people don't know what it's like to be
said some
poor.
Really stupid, and he has said stupid things.
Yeah.
And I can understand disagreeing with his policy on free college for everyone, or and even though I'm completely in favor of universal healthcare, him going against that or something like that, I can understand disagreeing with Bernie on policy and stuff like that, but there are people who do scaremonger as well.
Yeah, of course. There always will be.
And let's face it, he's better than Hillary.
Yeah, seriously. I
Be careful who you say that around.
oh, Hillary. Done with you.
Oh, you couldn't stand it, Hagbar.
No,
Rage
no,
quit.
the inception levels of reviewing a video of an asshole reviewing a video for 46 minutes was overwhelming.
Could we really call that him reviewing a video?
It was really just him whinging. It was pretty amusing, to be fair.
Oh God. You know, I don't even know. We might do Merciful Servant.
Oh, that'll be fun.
The
The 70 major sins of Islam.
Oh God.
Now the problem is you got to realize, like, I've actually almost did. I think there's the 100 major sins of Islam video as well. And the problem is A, they come crazy rapid fire, and a lot of them are the same thing over and over again, taken, you know, as the repetition happens in the Quran.
We'll be prepared.
Yeah, so it's gonna be rapid. I think Undoomed makes their intros.
That'd be an interesting team up.
It really would. I do like Undoomed.
Undoomed is a good guy. Hey, what did you hear him when he jumped in the Sargon stream?
What Sargon stream?
Really recently, he jumped into a Sargon stream, and he sounded so befuddled at how crazy everything's gotten. He's like, I thought this was just making YouTube videos. Like, these guys are really gonna, like, fucking ruin our society, dude. I was like, yeah, he sounded, like, puzzled. Like, I'd just taken the piss out of idiots. I didn't know this was gonna get serious.
Yeah. When I think that's one of the misconceptions that a lot of people are having, is that that feminism and social justice is just a bunch of crazies on the internet. It's not.
No, that's why I try and find people that are going to college.
Yeah, or I find people who are sort of mainstream.
Yeah,
exactly. I try and search for people who are sort of indicative of something more than just some random person with crazy positions.
Yeah.
I do like Ben's This Week in Tumblr series. That's brilliant.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun. Yeah, and I try and find a crazy every now and then, just because that's actually how I started my channel, was finding crazies.
Fair enough.
Just abject crazies. People that are just saying shit that you're like, dude, do you need medication? Do you need help? Do you need help? Should I contact Kahoot?
Who could you
I guess the problem with those is that is that none of them are articulate enough to be making any real points.
Oh no. Those are purely for entertainment purposes.
Understandable.
Oh, here we go with their kick-ass modern intros.
Whoa, fancy.
The major sins are acts which have been forbidden by Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Oh yeah, we're not
Allah
going to get
says in
through all
the
this.
Quran, if you avoid the major sins which you are forbidden, we will remove from you your lesser sins and admit you to a noble entrance into paradise. So
you can be a shit, just don't be an abject shit.
You don't just walk into heaven. It's noble. Like, you come in on a red carpet and, like, cameras flashing. Woo, yeah. Amazing. You finally made it. Ugh.
So, it is very important for us to learn what these major sins are and avoid them, inshallah. Number 1. Associating partners with Allah. Shirk. Indeed, Allah does not forgive association with Him, but He forgives what is less than that for whom He wills.
Anyone?
Okay. What does he mean by association?
No idea. Anyone? From the chat?
Does it mean,
from here?
like, relating your partner with God? That's all I can really take from it. That he thinks that he sees some sort of godliness in his partner, perhaps. Which who does that? But, you know, whatever. What do I know?
And he who associates others with Allah has certainly fabricated a tremendous sin.
Well,
So is it like relating, like saying, "Oh yeah, you are like God"? Is that what he's saying? Don't do.
You are a godly man, maybe.
Okay. Well, whoever that was in the chat who said this might be Hamza, it's not Hamza.
No, it
Hamza
certainly
has a
isn't.
very specific voice.
Yeah, no, this is whoever it is that they actually have hired. This isn't one of their. A lot of their merciful servant is rips of other people, but this is actually their person, whoever he is. I hear him a lot. That's why I know.
Number 2. Committing murder.
Pretty
and those who
basic.
do not evoke with Allah another deity or kill the soul which Allah has forbidden to.
Wait a minute.
Deity. I like how this needs to be a rule. Like, this isn't just a given.
Yeah, wait a second.
Acts.
certainly fabricated a tremendous sin. Number 2, committing murder, and those who do not evoke with Allah another deity.
Oh, so worshipping some other deity along with Allah is equal to murder with these people, by the way. That's good.
Or kill the
No.
That's good. Or kill a soul which Allah has forbidden to be killed. Not the ones he's allowed to be killed, but only the ones he's forbidden to be killed.
So how do we know which ones are which?
Disturbingly specific language here, guys.
Yeah.
We're all
Very
murderers.
disturbing.
We're all murderers because we don't believe in Allah, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, like the old that really like evil concept of don't kill people unless you're like trying to stop someone from causing even more violence and harm. Yeah, just forget about that. We should I mean, if Allah says something, then you can kill him.
Yeah, and
If Allah
specifically,
says
how do
don't
we
do
get
it,
the word of
then
Allah?
don't kill him.
Yeah, how do we get the word of Allah and who specifically deserves to be killed?
The voices echo in my head.
Yes.
Allahu
I will
Akbar!
tell you. I will tell you.
Precisely.
Yeah, your imam will tell you. He knows. He's the direct link to the heavens.
soul which Allah has forbidden to be killed, except by right, and do not commit unlawful sexual intercourse. And whoever should do that will meet a penalty.
Unlawful, so like rape or just like premarital. What are we talking about?
So much butt pucker in their laws, dude.
Allah.
And those who do shall meet a penalty. Like,
penalty. I like the choice of imagery too.
yeah,
Number 3, practicing black magic.
Sweet.
The people learn what harms them and does not benefit them. But the children of Israel
Oh my God,
certainly
look at that
knew that
picture.
whoever purchased the magic would not have in the hereafter any share.
The
Okay,
Jews
it looks
came up-
like MMDE has been going forward. He already found this video on his own. And he found out 69 is spying on Muslims to reveal their weaknesses. That's one of the major sins.
we may jump ahead to that. I just love that Jews came up. That's amazing.
Always. The Jews always come up.
This is clearly a Jew.
Jews practice black magic. Aren't they also like against? Aren't they also supposed to not suffer witches to live and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Or was that? Wait, was that?
It's a cover so that you don't suspect them.
Oh,
It's a Zionist plot like everything.
Spinosaurus kin.
Yo, that's a good one.
Don't.
I'm okay. I'm confirmed. Spinosaurus kin is a Zionist.
That was good.
Posting to Twitter now.
Should be a troll
And
video.
wretch is that for which they sold themselves, if they only knew. Number 4, not performing the prayers.
Yes.
But there came after them successors who neglected prayer and pursued desires. So they are going to meet evil.
Yeah, how dare you not take quite literally 5 hours out of your goddamn day, every day, to pray to Allah.
Oh, it's amazing. Like, because they always prop up moderate Muslims.
Yeah,
like,
let me-
They don't take it seriously. They don't even say the prayers. It's
Yeah,
like,
I just
well, by
had this.
definition,
I
that's a
just had
sin.
this laid out for me. Apparently, it's approximately 20 to 30 minutes of gathering time, and then approximately 10 minutes of actual prayer, plus travel time to and from the mosque if you're doing it the right way. Think about that. Holy fuck! 5 times a day. I mean, that's like as bad as Italy not allowing people to work on Sunday. Don't do that.
Oh, it's worse. It's much worse.
It's not good for your economy, guys.
I just wonder how anyone gets anything done during the day.
I don't know. They clearly aren't so worried about it.
There's a reason they're still effectively in the Stone Age.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this guy's
That
wandering
explains
around. He doesn't even have shoes on.
Because they've spent so much time on their down on their knees.
It's the shoemakers. They're all praying.
Well,
Fucking
fair
hell.
enough.
Number 5, withholding the zakah, charity.
Charity.
And let not those who greedily withhold what Allah has given them of His bounty ever think that it is better for them.
And of course,
So if
who?
you don't tithe,
And of course, yeah. Who are you supposed to give the money to?
Does this guy sound a bit like a Native American almost?
Yes, he kind of
A little
does. He does have. It's the halting speech. It's the application, like this. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, I looked over the mountains. And
Oh. Oh
Something
no, who
really,
was
really
it?
offensive.
Dark Matters just did a video where he did Native American the whole time, and it's actually pretty well done. But it's just like that.
It's a really good video.
Oh, it really is. It's really a well done video. Everyone should see it.
Rather, it is worse for them. Their necks will be encircled by what they withheld on the day of resurrection.
There's no way that could be misconstrued to mean anything bad. There's no way that could end up poorly.
There's no way that could be interpreted so that followers of the religion take that into their own hands and then hang people just before the day of judgment.
Nah.
Wow. I just love how casually he's saying this. Like, yeah, this is totally cool. Nothing wrong with this.
Oh, yeah, dude. Islamic apologists are the best because they're so unpracticed, like we were discussing earlier, that they'll say things out loud that no Christian apologist would ever say. They'll just say it.
They're several decades behind.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're willing to die on the winged horse thing. That's the hill that's the hill they're still willing to die on.
That's sad.
It was a winged horse.
It was a winged donkey.
Donkey. Shit.
Number
You
6.
actually, we could
Not
probably
fasting
jump
on a
ahead to the. There were a couple they got listed in the chat. They were kind of funny.
Yes, but how would I ever find them?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Eat their hands in recompense.
Oh, there we go. That's a good
There's
count.
something.
Fasted and paid the zakah, but had also abused that person, slandered that person, wrongfully taken the wealth of that person and spilled the blood of that person. These people
that
will
person?
take from his good deeds. If his good deeds are thereby exhausted, he will be given their sins, and then he will be thrown into the hellfire.
Oh yeah, he's literally laying out Sharia law there.
Wow.
Someone has just found a picture. Dinosaur goes to Israel. It's amazing.
Fantastic.
Zion is kin.
Zionosaurus can.
Oh.
Number 28.
Here we go.
Stealing. As for the thief, the male and the female, amputate their hands in recompense for what they committed, as a deterrent, punishment from Allah. And Allah is exalted in might and wise.
Just putting it out there. Just not even.
Well, yeah, wow. That you really made a good point of how unpracticed it is, because most Christians do try to distance themselves from that kind of stuff. But he's just saying it like, yeah, we're just gonna cut off hands. No big deal.
Yep, just put it out there.
Don't steal, or your hands will be cut.
Yeah, bodily integrity is not it is not something that should be a protected human right.
This
Human rights? That is haram.
Yeah.
this adds to Allah's might somehow. Like by cutting off the hands, it actually glorifies Allah. That's interesting to me.
He is mighty and powerful.
It's like it's such a primitive blood sacrifice. It's amazing to me that this is a modern guy who's editing videos, putting them online, and he still believes that. That's crazy.
Zionosaurus skin.
Yeah, I know. That's a toughie.
I'm loving this. My name is being butchered further and further and further.
Soon it will
Yes,
be
thank you for-
unrecognizable.
to Foreskin Ken for coming on the show.
Apparently, number 34 is the pimp and the cuckold, or the man who allows his wife to fornicate. So the pimp and the cuckold.
That's awesome. We should find that too.
Whoever repents after his wrongdoing and reforms, indeed, Allah will turn to him in forgiveness.
But he's already missing a hand.
Allah will grow those back. Don't worry.
Indeed,
Yeah,
Allah's
I was told by a Christian once that they actually saw someone's arm that was broken just heal instantly.
Sure.
I'm sure that happened.
Yeah. I totally buy that.
So maybe.
Maybe. I can't argue against it without any evidence. I mean, what can I say?
Have you ever seen it? And have you ever seen evidence that it isn't possible, Hackbard? I don't think so. I'm just saying. Allah will grow the hands back. You know, all it takes is.
Oh, I see the catch. He'll grow your hand back, but only if you actually repent and if you're actually merciful. You see?
Here's the thing. I mean, if Pussy Jesus can like fix a broken arm, then clearly, Allah, he could do some shit.
Allah.
Yeah, and as Riff Raff points out, this dude seems way overdressed to be just stealing a laptop from some dude's car.
He's like, I'm so inconspicuous, guys.
This is clearly something. This is more important than just some kind of laptop.
Yeah, it's like an FBI laptop or something. This guy's going in deep.
They just left the window open.
This is a counter-terrorist, for fuck's sake. Oh god, he's stealing a terrorist's computer. This is why this is why it's wrong.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
You see,
They're
the
opposing,
thing.
he's opposing ISIS.
Exactly.
So clearly wrong.
Merciful.
Servant.
Number
Okay.
29. Suicide. And do not kill yourselves or one another. Indeed, Allah is to you ever merciful.
By one another, by the way, he means other Muslims. A lot of these are kind of rules of war. They try and pass off as being rules, but of course you don't want your soldiers to commit suicide. I mean, that's kind of a given. And you certainly don't want them killing other soldiers. So,
Well, you see, like it's just a rule not to kill other people, Hagbard, but infidels aren't people. They're subhuman.
yeah, and Jews are the results of pigs and monkeys. So,
And Spinosaurus is...
yeah, I don't think we can do the merciful servant any longer.
Yeah, no, fuck him. He's crazy. How about let's do I will beat your ass in the women's restroom.
Yee!
It's another one of these guys.
Hey everyone,
Can we,
Dustin here. I
oh,
just
we can
wanted
do
to
that.
make something very,
Say what?
very
Oh, sorry.
clear.
Say
Oh my
again.
God.
I don't know. I just have a request for the next one.
Certainly.
Okay. Sure. Sorry, man. We can how long's this one, Hagbard?
3 minutes. We'll get through
Okay,
this.
we'll get through like a minute or two. That's fine.
I'm sure he's going to be a complete wit. So
Listen, remember those libertarian guys? The guy with the really annoying voice.
yeah.
This guy has a worse voice.
No, that's not possible.
Listen to this guy.
Hey everyone, it's Justin here. I just wanted to make something very, very clear.
Oh, I see. He's mad because he wants to transition, but he's afraid.
That's a good point.
That's amazing.
And this not going to really be a funny video or anything like that.
Wouldn't even need to do voice training. You're fine, dude. You're good. Throw a
We're
dress
gonna
and a
make it
wig
funny.
on. You're fine.
But it's just going to be an honest video. With all these laws going on now, or coming out now, as far as illegal laws, such as allowing full-grown men in the girls' restroom, which we all know is
illegal
complete.
laws.
Yes.
What?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's
These
two.
men, they must be rapists.
Yep. Yeah, we were talking about that on one of the last shows. It's always anti-male, always, every single time.
Yeah.
All
but,
men are rapist pigs.
Especially men that hate their
These
penises.
feminists say, these feminists talking about rape culture and calling men rapists. We never do that, we conservatives. We're fine.
Yeah.
Reese, did you tell Hagbard your secret? What, that I'm transitioning?
Yes.
Oh, I just did now. I just did live.
Whoops, slip.
Whoop.
Yeah, extra fabulous self-denial. Exactly.
Completely wrong. and
Don't worry, look,
completely-
Hagbard, he's married, you know?
Oh,
It's
well,
clearly-
the gay men have never gotten married before.
Yeah, no, it's impossible.
The term beard doesn't exist.
illegal. Yet the federal courts rule this illegal activity legal anyway. God knows why.
Yeah. There's a reason. Because if it was illegal before and it's they rule it legal, then yeah, they have made something that was illegal.
Thank you for handling
It's
that.
like-
I couldn't face it.
What a dumbass.
The laws are arbitrarily dictated by the people you're talking about, friend.
You know, once something's illegal, it can never be legal. Like, you don't understand the judicial system at all.
Yeah, I live in a state with legalized marijuana. If I go back home and I bring my marijuana with me, I'm going to go to jail. because the laws are different there. They're arbitrary and ever changing, man. Get used to it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just becoming a very evil country now, where they love
Okay.
to put women.
You know what really is evil to me?
There are some people with dicks wearing dresses. We're gonna die.
And let
Oh,
me
no.
assure
How
you, the
horrible.
vast majority of people in this situation, first and foremost, most people who are like the guys that these guys are afraid of, everyone sees them coming. This isn't a thing that these guys are going to get away with. And fully
no.
transitioned or attempted transitional people are usually passing or at least attempting to do so.
Yeah, there's and the ones who are sort of to the point where they won't pass, they don't. Most of them aren't going to be comfortable going to a public restroom anyway.
This is just the most schlubby guy ever. Like, what really when you I can't even talk because I'm so flustered by this. You know someone is a complete asshole when they're wearing a plain white T-shirt. I'm just gonna put it that way. This is the most unflattering.
Doesn't
look
Zers
this guy
wear a
can
plain
do.
white T-shirt in every video?
It's just terrible.
Shots
Look at this
fired,
guy.
Reese. Jesus.
Look at his depressing.
You just
fucking
you just accidentally insulted an innocent black man in this. You know that, right?
I don't care. Everyone knows how racist I am.
Oh yeah. His penis is especially
I
racist.
wear a mostly black t-shirts, so
Well, there you go.
That's something. At least it's not just like, at least it's not paper white with no logo, no nothing.
And little children in danger. They love it. It's scary as hell.
What do you mean that?
Well, I don't give two shits about that law. I don't.
okay. Pause it for a sec. Okay, if they're if these males are going into the female bathrooms, if they're not legally allowed to go into those ones, where are they going? To the male bathrooms, and they're going to abuse the boys. Yay! Because no one cares about the boys.
Just
no one wants to
put them in
scaremonger
the
about
broom
them.
closet with a bucket. Put them in the freak closet.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
It's just it does show a lack of awareness of what the alternatives are, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What really gets me, and I've pointed this out, I think it should be a thing. I think they should call it like the children fallacy. Anytime in an argument someone brings up children, it's such an emotional appeal. Feel bad because children might be put in trouble.
Well,
oh,
and,
no,
and,
not
and
the
his
fucking
argument
children.
blatantly dismisses the fact that most sexual predatory behavior is actually on boys.
Yeah.
Simply for access purposes. I mean, frankly speaking. I mean, because of the attitude we're seeing expressed right here.
Sure.
Yeah, and things like and it's not mostly male either.
Mm-mm.
It's mostly female perpetrators. I mean, if you go into somewhere like juvenile detention centers, and there was the study they did, a little survey, and they asked all the boys if they'd been sexually abused and all that stuff, and the perpetrators were 95% female. 95% of the 95% of the sexual abuse in male juvenile detention centers is female. Is one of the female guards.
Yeah, the female guards take advantage of the adult male prisons too, for the record. I've seen
Yeah,
that.
they do.
As long as it's not Trigglypuff.
And
I think we'll
it
be
is
fine.
Trigglypuff, dude. It is Trigglypuff. It's always
Yeah.
Trigglypuff. It's these
It's
women.
It's Trigglypuff or it's Brenda.
Yeah, it's these women that you just cannot get an erection for without drugs. It is oh my god, these creatures that they don't get any male attention and now they have a position of power. That's why they do it.
Oh, gross.
It is gross.
And
Oh, his voice. Oh.
I don't care if anyone calls me a bigot or anything like that. Is that the word that liberals use all the time? The word bigot?
Oh my god. So hilarious.
And you're a mega beta. You had to ask for your wife's approval to finish your sentence, friend. You're not kicking anyone's ass.
Oh my god. And like, what is that what the liberals say, bigot? Like, there are conservatives who will say you're a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Honestly. You don't again with the whole and like that other guy, that other like the other ASMR guy. What is it with these guys who just have like they have no soul left.
I don't know.
Well, it's been just complete. They're a bunch of Steve Shives.
just hate
It's been drained out.
They just want to demonize other men. They're like, oh, these men, they're all rapists.
Yeah.
They're all sexual abusers, and they're gonna hurt children.
Oh wow, yeah, you know, and a lot of the time it really does frighten me because I think that these guys, these guys are like the Christians that say to an atheist, if you don't believe in God, then why aren't you murdering and raping and doing all these bad things? Okay, motherfucker, this conversation is over. You clearly need God. I've never even imagined doing any of those things with or without the belief in a God. The fact that you need to believe in a God to stop you, fine, believe in your God, please.
That's very true.
I've imagined doing it and thought, okay, that this is a very horrible idea. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. I mean, I've never considered it like, okay, I should do it. But no, there's a God, and if I do it, then I'll go to hell, and I don't want to do that. So.
Yeah. So like, but is it me, or is it always these? It's always this idea that men have no morality except that which our ideology is going to tell them.
Yeah.
It's every single time. And this used to be like considered this like extremely hateful idea, but now everyone is pushing it again. Just kill me.
I know.
Bigoted.
That's what they want. Don't do it.
I don't care about what they call me. I don't care about what I'm called. I don't. If I see a girl crying running out of a restroom and a grown man coming out,
labels would actually make up for your lack of personality and charisma.
Yeah.
You should accept it. It's something at the very least. This guy is just like the definition of a loser. This is a guy, like, look at him. This is how he spent his day. This was the highlight of his day. Was sitting in this fucking room and talking shit for 3 minutes.
To be honest, though, doing a really good video can be the highlight of my day. Just like screaming into a camera for about like.
Well, sure, you make good videos, not this motherfucker.
There's nothing to be proud of here.
It doesn't exactly take a lot of skill to turn.
Oh
on
my
a
God!
camera
How are
and
we only
speak.
1 minute in? Help me.
We're only 1 minute. We got to keep going. A little bit more.
Okay, let's enter a Zen space. All right.
I need to pull up a cushion. Cushion.
and she's terrified or anything like that, or just scared that there's a full-grown fucking man in the damn woman's restroom, I'll beat his fucking ass.
Oh, shit. Oh, that delivery though. I'll beat his ass. I'll do it. I will.
He needs a spanking.
I'll do it. I will kick his ass.
Oh God.
You go, girl.
Copy him off. I mean, his ass.
I'll whip that ass and suck that
I'll do
dick.
it. And I'm just letting everyone know right now that if you see me around, I don't care how big you are or anything like that.
Okay, so he's little too. Check. 5'6" maximum.
He's little in a couple of them.
No, I know the type. As soon as you hear someone say that, dude, you see him in your head. He's like 5'6".
Oh sure, and there's just been pent up rage his whole life as he looked up at all his superiors.
Little man syndrome.
Yeah, Napoleon complex right here.
No, like seriously though, I used to be really short, so I do have some sympathy for that. Like, when I was but then when I hit about 15, I just had this massive growth spurt. I grew like 6 inches in 6 weeks, and then I just kept growing, and now I'm like 5'11", so I'm pretty good.
Yeah, you're actually like technically above average at that point.
Claire says my kids could floor that dude.
Yeah, probably.
Actually, the actual children that he wants to protect could beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, that would be funny. No, okay, picture this, all right? All right, here's the scene.
Seen
Let's
guys
set...
like this in BDSM clubs in all leather with their big women pulling them along on the leash.
Yeah. Oh, sure. No, here's the scene, all right? He runs in the bathroom, all right, after a young girl runs out crying. She runs out crying because she, like, got a phone call from her boyfriend or something, right? Completely unrelated. He walks in, and there happens to be a transgender, obviously, non-passing transgender male, and he beats his ass. Now, as he does this, he raises enough of a scuffle that the 14-year-old girl that just ran out comes back in and kicks the shit out of him.
That would be fucking awesome.
That would be fucking amazing.
And it could
Please
happen. It could happen.
It really could. It really could. It would be amazing.
I don't care about the names, and I don't care about these illegal laws that say.
No, seriously, there's no filter on his voice. This is just how he
There's so
walks
much-
around sounding.
I don't care about these illegal laws.
Yeah, illegal laws. Like, does he know what that even... like, oxymoron, if there ever was one.
No, sometimes Christians and Muslims both struggle with the definition of the word law. Unfortunately, they have this thing called jurisprudence, which they translate as a type of law, but it's understanding religious law. So yeah, it's scary. They don't understand, like, the laws of God. That's what he's. I mean, that's partially what he's referring to here. I think, without even knowing it.
Yeah.
You're referring to a higher law.
You can't tell if he's a religious nut anymore, because there's tons of secular types who are also saying shit like this.
Yeah, this is true.
He's appealing to some natural law.
That's what I mean.
He's
What law are
tranny,
you
ain't
appealing
natural.
to? What higher law, friend? Please.
The law of the land.
I am a natural man.
He's a natural citizen.
That I must legally stand back and allow. Oh my God! There's just there's no.
Do you think like you're gonna be allowed to like walk in the bathroom while someone's being raped, and you're just like, well, it's a same-sex bathroom, nothing I can do about it?
He just had like a complete brain meltdown. Like there was so much frustration he couldn't put it into words.
No, I think he was just thinking about trans women a bit too much, and he looked down and realized, oh shit.
Transitioning is the best path for me at this point.
He's already got the man.
It really is.
No words to describe just how vile and evil and disgusting it is to enforce such dangers and such hostile things to happen and throwing children in such dangerous situations. I'm not going to stand back and just say, oh, okay, well, if a couple of judges said that it's legal, then I'll just go ahead and let it happen. No.
Oh, what a fruitcake.
So, are you going to start a revolution or what? What's your plan here, friend?
I just... This guy, he's so amazing.
What put this guy on the front
And did you see the way he
lines.
like woggled his hands? Let's get.
Yeah, like I think he was
Okay,
trying to be
well, if
like
a
do a
couple of
mocking
judges
impression,
said
but
that
it really
it's
just comes
legal,
across as
then
him.
I'll just go ahead and let it happen.
Yeah, he does that in everyday life. That wasn't an act.
Yeah, that's not mockery. That's just him.
Yeah.
That's this guy.
No. And
No.
This says the well, I can't even think what founding father was it as far as it's we're obligated to disobey unjust laws. We are.
Where the fuck is this gone now?
Well, yes, you are obligated to obey unjust laws, but not illegal laws, whatever the fuck that means.
Oh, he doesn't appeal to authority too. He's like, oh, I guess a founding father said this. A founding father. I can't even name the founding father. Just one of them. One of those guys said that. Wow.
We are to disobey unjust law. And this is one of those laws that I do not intend to obey or listen at all.
Okay.
I really get pissed off when ideologues don't understand what a law is.
Yeah.
I see anarchists do it as well. They piss me off. Like,
Ugh.
just you do not understand how anything works.
No, I mean, like I said,
I won't have a problem with anarchists as long as they move to the wilderness. That's it. That's their only option.
Illegal laws. I'm still stuck on his misunderstanding of law and how that works.
The thing that really gets me is he's like, I don't have to obey this law. It's like it doesn't even affect you. Like, are you trans?
And beyond that, let me tell you, bud, even if you disagree with a law, they will enforce it.
Yeah, there's plenty of laws I disagree with. No one gives a shit.
Yeah, and this is a law that it's not even something he has to obey. It's not actually something that's.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, what's actually the nature? What's the nature of his disobedience?
Beating
How
that
does he do
ass,
that?
dog. He gonna beat
He's
that
gonna
ass.
beat people up. He's gonna go and like commit violence against people.
Yeah, he gonna beat that ass. That's all he can do.
He's gonna go beat their asses.
He's a crazy person. I mean, he has no understanding of reality. He's clearly a nutball.
I'm just so glad that he's just this pathetic looking
Who constantly keeps looking
this guy's
for
a
his.
fighter. You guys are underestimating. He
Yeah,
comes in with
you
a
notice he
left
just
hook.
keeps looking to his wife for affirmation, right?
I'm good enough, honey. Right? I could be a fighter. I can be a
It's
protector
terrifying.
and
He keeps
hero.
looking up and being like, "Honey, honey, I need some. Please, just tell me I'm a big strong man."
Yeah, and then he turns the camera and it's Truggly Puff in the corner.
Fantastic.
Oh, there's nightmares right there.
Unless it's like at the beach and there's a hot girl in bikini, you know. Then all of a sudden, I don't know, I might have a change in gender and be gay. And if she doesn't allow me in there to stare at her and everything, then she's a bigot.
He said he was going to change his gender to gay. I need a drink. It's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. I can't.
No, he is changing his gender to gay because he's changing himself to a woman, and then he'll be a gay woman.
Yes, but I don't think that's the gender. And beyond that, did you? I think that's just a Freudian slip. I think that,
Look at him. Look at the little glance he's
yeah,
giving.
he's giving his wife that look like, "Honey, don't tell anyone about my pegging."
Otherwise, I'm gonna have to edit that part out.
I don't know how to edit that part out.
I
Bigot.
guess we're just gonna have to start over.
Bigot. Bigot. Think of it, that's what guys are gonna do.
I've never heard the term bigot said in a more faggy manner.
No.
Bigot.
Fucking Milo sounds straighter saying bigot.
Yeah, oh, Hagbard, you're so right that the wife's a cover. The wife is such a cover.
She knows. She knows her husband's not a traditional man.
It's gotta keep
Let's
it on
face
the
it, the
down
wife,
low.
no, the wife looks like a man.
He probably does have one of those lumberjack wives.
Oh, fuck me.
Those ones with shoulders.
She could pick him up.
Yeah.
No, he's not actually gonna beat up any of the trans people. He's just gonna walk in there. He's gonna lure him out, and then he's gonna get like knocked over, and then his wife's gonna come in.
Yeah, his wife's gonna beat him with her purse.
Yeah, he's gonna tag his wife in. All right, let's rumble.
Oh, I hate it. It's disgusting. I hate
it.
I'm sorry. I know this is like the 3rd time, but fuck me.
It's
He's a gold miner.
disgusting. I hate it.
I have to see that little motion
That's what
again.
guys are gonna do. Oh, I hate it.
Teenagers, dude. Fucking teenage girls do that, dude. What is wrong
What are
with
you
you?
gonna do?
Hagbard, we found
Oh, I hate
our
it.
new GIF.
Oh, I hate it. So mad right now. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, this is what you get when you have a feminized education system trying to make boys act like girls.
Yeah, pretty much. This is what we're looking at.
You get a 30-year-old man acting like a teenage girl.
This is frightening.
With a lot of concentration, he can make love to his wife. He really has to focus.
He has to will it to happen.
I think we mentioned that it was pegging earlier.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to focus.
Yeah, but
It
the
just
secret
happens.
is she doesn't even need a utensil. She's got an enlarged clit, and she just pegs him with her enlarged clit.
Enlarged clit. Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
It's disgusting. I hate
I
it.
agree. It is disgusting. Stop letting your wife peg you with her enlarged clit. It's gross.
Can you imagine how many guys are just gonna do that now?
None.
That was perfect.
None are going to do that now. No one else wants that treatment. That's between you and your wife.
This guy's just ad hom central.
You know, I said it jokingly, but now I'm just really concerned. Women Ladies,
the women's.
females, learn to defend yourself. Get one of these. Okay.
I forgot that popped up. Oh my god. Wow.
Oh, this has been priceless. Wow.
Well, okay, wait. Pull that back in the frame, Hagbard. Look how he's holding this fucking gun. Look at how daintily and faggoty he's holding this gun.
Yourself. Get one of these. Get one of these.
Nice. Yeah, that's his wife's gun. Yeah, he has no idea how to use it. I agree, Reading Ren. I agree.
Yeah, he has absolutely.
He's never fired a gun in his life.
That is a woman's gun.
Mm-hmm.
His wife takes that out when she, is being a lumberjack. She needs to protect herself. He stays at home, though, in that room. He spends most of his time in that corner.
I sincerely did not expect to get through this whole video.
It's so good.
It's priceless.
Amazing. Okay, I'm serious. Get one of those and get yourself a concealed carry permit.
Okay.
I'm so.
All right, no, we're done there. He's just gonna start rambling on now. But the rest of that was good.
That guy was amazing. All right.
Now, which
Spino,
one did you
I
want?
think you wanted to pick one.
Thanks for the rape culture feedback. That one.
Oh,
Okay.
it's Tim.
All right.
Yes, Tim.
Sorry, Tim.
We love you, Tim. Sort of.
Hey guys, it's a little bit irritating, but this is kind of going past. I managed.
Don't worry, it's happened to me several times during this
Very
podcast.
At least he's not like the other guy who had like sneezing in his video.
Unacknowledged sneezing.
Guys, I just hate it. I hate it.
Jim says he'll just throw the guns at the bad men.
I hate this rape culture, guys.
To leave my tablet at my school. At least I think I did. So I have to record this video on my phone, so hopefully the quality is okay.
You've been doing
Looks like
this on a
shit.
tablet?
A tablet. Usually, I guess he usually
Actually, for
records
the first year and a half of my time on YouTube, I was using a tablet. So.
Huh. I didn't even think of that.
I just wanted to thank everybody for all of their feedback on my rape culture video. There was a lot of interesting comments, and shut up, you fucking cars outside my window.
Let's all be fair here. Let's all just stop for a moment and acknowledge that fundamentally New Zealanders are pure people. Let's just first and foremost acknowledge that. That New Zealanders are just so much better a group of people than most Americans or Brits, okay? These are pure people.
That is a fair point.
He is probably a nice person.
I want to thank you guys for leaving all these great comments, and yeah, that's about it. There was a good discussion in the comments.
Oh yeah? Well, what about the fact that rape culture doesn't exist, you stupid lip dumbass?
What is that?
Oh god. I think it's comedy?
No, is that like an Xbox keyboard? What the fuck is that?
I don't even know. It's some kind of gaming keyboard.
That's what I mean. It's like it says linked to multiple devices over here.
That's true. I guess it wouldn't be a normal computer because he'd probably be filming on that. So it's some external device.
Well, yeah, I guess that's an interesting comment. I mean, to me, it's not a question of whether rape culture exists. I think that it does exist. It's just a matter of the dimensions of rape culture within our societies,
It's
okay.
I think that's the problem there, is that you're kind of already assuming something, and then I can't remember the specifics of the quote, but the best way to keep a population under control and to keep people from questioning stuff is to have a really small set of what's acceptable debate, and then just have intense, extreme debate within that small sort of scale.
Certainly. Yeah, it's regulating the depth of the debate and then really intensely infighting about small, minute details. It reminds me of if you've ever spoken to a Talmudic scholar. It really reminds me of Talmudic scholarship, where they're like, all the truth is in this book, and we've spent 2,000 years analyzing it. It's like, whoa, dude, you might want to broaden your perspective just a little bit.
We all just assumed it was in here, and we found it. It makes sense.
Yeah, we just gotta argue about what exactly we found.
Yeah, what exactly is rape culture? How
Look,
far
guys,
does it
we start with
stretch?
this given, rape culture. It exists, obviously. There's
Yeah.
no point in debating that. Now let's talk about what the next step is. Let's talk about what we should do and who we should blame.
And what rape culture actually, the words rape culture actually mean, so we can all sound like we agree with each other more than we actually do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gets me too, because they all have their own little interpretation.
They all have their own. As long as we use the same buzzwords, we're all okay.
I hope that answers your question.
You are so full of shit. What about the Middle East, you fucking idiot? There's a lot of rape in the Middle East and you won't even talk about it because they are brown. So because they're brown, you won't talk about rape in the Middle East, you'll only talk about it in the West, you fucking cunt. Fuck, you die! Well...
Say what you want. One way or another, it's amusing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And to be honest, I'm sure that someone will
Yes.
comment that.
Yes.
I should leave that exact comment.
Go back and make that exact comment.
You will criticize them because they are brown.
I never considered that he is only using one hand because he's filming with the other one.
I refuse to make a joke.
Okay, that's fine. Just relax a little bit. We don't have to get so angry about this. I mean, I think that rape and...
I honestly don't think that's like a position for him. That's really just who he is. I don't think he does confrontation.
No. This is so interesting to me. Like, he could have actually made a video responding to comments he got on his rape culture video, but he didn't do that. He just, I don't know, attempted to mock them.
He responded to sort of almost a straw comment.
Yeah, a lot of these people find those, and they that's the same thing they do on Twitter, where they're like, look at this person who's representative of this group, and you're like, you realize it actually says parody in their description, right? Like,
The Meninist.
Oh, I love that.
Meninist movement.
Oh, actually, there was an episode of Bones recently, and the episode was called "The Murder of the Meninist," and then the actual episode was about men's rights.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they tried to sort of inject all of this.
I am
out of
thank you
discussion.
thank you for forcing me to go watch an episode of Bones after this.
You should review that episode.
I was going to until Tilde did that video. Now I've got to do that.
Priorities shifted.
Yes.
So many things happening at once.
In the West exists and is a problem, but of course it's a massive problem in the Middle East as well. I never denied that. I guess the problem...
And Africa and parts of Southeast Asia.
The reason people bring it up is because to bring it up in any other region is kind of a deflection, really. It's not even comparable.
Like to you.
Good point.
Yeah.
Is that I chose to make a video about the West, and okay, I can understand that criticism. People are talking about these kind of things in the West all the time. They don't talk about it enough in the Middle East, and I actually totally agree with you. I think that we need to expose this wherever it happens.
Social justice warrior jazz hand syndrome, pretty much.
I mean, good on Tim for wanting to talk about these issues, but I mean, he is the prime example of the type to use geopolitical excuses for this.
Yeah, he really
is. And like, it's not helpful. We don't need to have a conversation about the cause of misogyny in the Muslim world. We already know. We just want to solve it.
Yeah, we've got. Here's the cause: is that
it's just that it's a war-torn hellhole, Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is shit there. It's shit for men. It's shit for women. It's shit for everyone.
Correct. Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't want to acknowledge. Is like the commercial I saw recently that was teach African girls. Because fuck African boys, right? That's smart.
It pisses me off when they do shit like that.
I have an idea. Let's take a population and let's
isn't it? It's Nigeria, isn't it? That
yes.
Boko Haram are around.
Yeah.
They kidnap girls to who want to go and get an education. You know what they do with the boys?
They kill them.
Murder them.
Yeah, they kill them.
They just straight up massacre them. But yeah, let's talk about the girls, because
Yeah, and imagine if you only educate the girls and you don't educate the boys, and the boys continue being tribal and warlike. I don't think the girls are going to have a good chance of defending themselves. It's just a dumb situation to set up.
That's an interesting way to put that too.
Yeah, like Boko Haram. Their name is Their name
means Western education is bad.
Western education is evil. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's just for girls, but they want to make it into this gender war, which is why I do get pissed off a lot of the time when I hear even anti-SJWs talk about this real patriarchy. No, because the term patriarchy just has so many feminist connotations that I'm not willing to accept it even for the Middle East.
Yeah.
The Middle East is just a very harsh traditionalist society.
Yeah,
sure.
And it is a shithole.
Yeah, and it's a shithole.
It's just this mentality that like, men and boys will take care of themselves. They'll be fine. We don't need to worry about them. Oh, a bunch of them got killed. Well, I mean, they're men. They're expendable. Men get killed in war. That's the thought process. And like, if you really break it down, it's like, Jesus, how macabre are some of these people that they just throw away all those lives like they don't matter.
Yeah.
Seems to me that you agree that there is a rape culture. It's just you take issue with me talking about it in the West, So that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
I don't necessarily take issue with him talking about it at all, but I think it's two separate conversations with entirely different consequences. Like you could probably point to some examples, extremely small examples of your supposed interpretation of rape culture in the West. But is it systemic? I doubt it. Is it to the degree of less developed parts of the world? No. Not at all.
And there's very little in the sort of realm of cause and effect with these people. They just sort of assume certain things cause other things.
Yeah, they have a real issue with causation. They just like to ascribe whatever their ideological principles causation is, and it comes from every angle. Anyone who has one of these will just apply it when they don't have an answer. It's almost become like the new ideological version of the God of the Gaps. Anything they don't have an answer for, well, there you go.
Yeah. Like, it's like rape jokes cause rape culture. It's just like how?
Mm-hmm.
How do they do that?
Well, see, it normalizes rape, and every time I've heard a rape joke, I was just like, yeah, that's normal. This seems like something I would like to partake in.
Yeah, Rape Wednesdays.
Yeah, no moral objection to that.
It's not humorous because it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't think they understand that. I genuinely don't think they understand that, which is why I think we should stop calling them safe spaces and start calling them comfort zones.
Mm-hmm.
Comfort zones.
I agree, because they're not really safe spaces. They're just places where people go to... I mean, it's almost like regression zones. They have, like, coloring books and shit in these places.
Yeah, that's why I think we should call them comfort zones rather than safe spaces, because safe space, actually, it sort of implies half of their fucking... It implies that everywhere else is dangerous.
Correct. I think it was very specifically chosen for that purpose. It sets up something psycholinguistically.
Quit treating us like children.
Quit treating us like children!
Maybe stop acting like a child.
I love that was the answer.
It's such a perfect answer.
That answer came from back on stage. You could hear it. Well, then stop acting like a child.
Trickly-pop.
No, you don't understand what the
Why
fuck is
sideways?
going on.
Why
There is
do?
no rape culture, you liar.
It's a Josh
You
Feuerstein angle.
Why do?
are full
This is just weird.
of lies. You are just trying to cover up a rape in the Middle East, you piece of shit.
That's the same comment.
Wow.
You're responding twice to essentially the same comment?
Oh no, he's saying the same. The guy is just responding with the same comment.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, yeah, fuck you. Talking about TV shows. I love TV shows. TV shows are awesome, and you want to kill them. You cock, motherfucker.
What the fuck am I watching?
This is just like, basically he's just discovered some, sort of very unintelligent and not particularly articulate individuals who subscribe to anti-feminist, anti-SJW positions, and is using them as a sort of a just to beat them.
Yeah. Yeah, you're finding the lowest common denominator in your comment section, dude.
He also just discovered that on Windows Movie Maker there's some very nice fade transitions. He's like, shit, I need a project to experiment with on this.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, I don't want to kill TV shows.
Well, you don't really have that power, so you're clearly arguing with an idiot.
He just has the big red button on his desk. Okay, we're killing bones.
That's it, it's over.
Cancel.
I haven't even watched that in ages. I only watched that episode because I knew it was going to happen. I just I walked downstairs and I just heard on TV it just mentioned they just said bones, and I heard the word men's rights, and I just sort of froze.
Yeah, who wouldn't? I'd have to see that.
But in their defense, though, they didn't go full pro feminist with it.
Oh yeah.
It seems that the cultural shift is starting. That they had to sort of they tried to sort of equate MRAs and feminists.
Nice.
And yeah, but the way they did that was by making MRAs say some shit that MRAs don't say. But yeah.
Huh. So basically, that is kind of a build-up of a shift. They're not just portraying feminists as victims.
No, they portrayed feminists as kind of crazy. Like the first thing they did was the first thing they showed was these feminists protest, and then when they went over to question the leader of the protest, she started screaming about how she was going to be arrested by the patriarchy. And then all the other protesters started screaming at the two of them. It was great.
Well, I can at least appreciate that then.
Yeah, it was good. They had some good bits, but all of the political arguments with all the characters, it was just so fucking forced.
I bet it was.
God, it just. Oh dear.
He looks like Kevin Logan's thinner cousin.
He does. He's gonna be.
This guy and Kevin Logan are actually friends.
He's gonna have Kevin Logan's weight after a few more pizzas.
Oh.
I was just criticizing them. I love TV shows. I enjoy. Well, I was gonna say I enjoy like violence and stuff, but I don't know if I enjoy violence. I understand violence being in a TV show, and I understand there being rape scenes in a TV show. I just think it's okay to criticize that, and it's okay to say like maybe there's better ways of depicting these things.
Would the idea I've always had for a rape scene I want to force into a movie, would that ironically I want to force a rape scene into a movie unnecessarily? But I want to do that. I want to have it be in a club with the flashing lights that like a strobe light, and I just want to have it be about 30 seconds with a cut of "Welcome to the Jungle" in the background. Is that too much? Is that going over the line, or?
That's such a weird point to make.
I'd love to do I'd love to do a movie just sort of making everything, making the feminist world like how they actually see everything, and actually like with rape scenes happening constantly.
Yeah, let's have like a They Live, but with fucking feminist goggles. So when you put them on, you look around and it's just men raping women in alleys everywhere you look. It's just.
Yes. You see Seanhead's video where she kind of did that.
Yeah, well, okay, you put the glasses on and you walk into like a shop and you see a shopkeeper talking to like the the person working the cash register, and then when you put the glasses on, he's violently raping her against the cash register, and then when you take them off, it's just he's talking to a shop girl, and then he goes back into the back. I mean, this could be
that
done.
Sounds like a good idea for a porn.
Yeah, this could be done. I mean, this is possible.
Oh, that'd be a masterpiece.
A fucking idiot would want to ban all rape scenes in TV shows.
Why?
Faggot.
I don't want to ban all rape scenes in TV shows. When did I say that in the video?
So now you back off because you don't have the strength of your convictions. Typical fucking feminist loser cunt the fag.
Why are you arguing with trolls in your comment section?
This is even worse than arguing with the actual trolls in the comments section, though. This is making an entire video out of things that I bet I could look at those comments and no one said anything even remotely on this level. This is just absurd.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that's enough. And I think we're actually gonna pull the plug there. But we can go back to Google. Yeah. So thank you to Spinosaurus Kin for joining us. That was pretty fucking fun.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so
thanks for
if
coming.
people haven't seen his channel, it's in the description. Check that shit out. What are you gonna say, Hagbard?
I said, yeah, definitely. It was nice of you to join us, man. I don't think we've actually spoken one-on-one before.
Absolutely. So thank you everyone for joining us. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe, check out Hagbard's channels, and we will see you next time.
Yep. Take it easy, guys.
Good evening.